Buongiorno friends, and welcome to another speed build on this channel. This speed build is of a mansion that I did in in Del Sol Valley in the Pinnacles. I believe it is the 64 by 64 lot, so it took me a while to fill up. This build is actually going to be split between two parts. This video is going to be of me building the exterior and kind of working out what I wanted to do for that. It did take a while for me to do that. And then the next one is going to be the next video is going to be me doing the interior of the build. It was like a little bit hard to split between the two because maybe I might come back to one bit here and then I'll start one room, but then I'll come back to the exterior. So I kind of do flip between the two, but this kind of mostly deals with the exterior of the build. I do apologise though if there is like pauses, like awkward pauses, like of when nothing happens in the video. I can't keep editing. Mainly the reason is because I built this when I was at home, and I think I was watching television when I built it. I mean, I do that in general, but I was at home when I built this instead of being at uni. So maybe my parents may have asked me a question or something, and then I get distracted, and then I couldn't completely edit out all of the pauses, otherwise it would just been a constant stop-start video. So it is still only 24 minutes long, and I mean that is a long time just doing exterior, but it is a 64 by 64 lot. I did get the inspiration for this build off a image, I think it was what Deligracy posted on Twitter a while back, and then I saved it and I really wanted to build it. And it was an absolutely stunning house, and I probably don't know how to put it on to the video, so that may or may not happen, but that will be, if I do, then it will appear, but if not, I'm sorry. It did take a while to build this one. I wanted to have like a bit of a raised terrain, so you had to go up to the front door, and then it's kind of hard to do the split leveling for The Sims 4 with the addition of the terrain manipulation. You can't really do split leveling, so I spent a good like half an hour at the beginning trying to work out if I could do split leveling, and then I ended up cutting that out because you didn't really need to see me like messing around trying to do split leveling. So instead I had half of it looks like it's raised, and then the rest is just like with the higher foundation heights. And then as you can see here, I was trying to give like a glass roof, and I was like, oh, maybe I could use those dance floors and raise them up, but whenever I did that it removed the bottom, and I never knew that happened. I never realized that before. So in the end, I do, luckily, because we have got glass ceilings, I do or glass roofs should I say, I do put in the glass roof and then put in like a little roof edging to it to make it look a little bit less like stick out like a sore thumb. So that's what I'm doing here. This did take a while for me to kind of like work out how I wanted the build to look, because for the picture I had the exterior, not just the exterior, I meant like just the front of the house. So the back of it was completely made up. I couldn't see any rest of the house. So trying to like, you can build the front of the exterior, which I still changed myself. You still struggle to work out how it's going to build. It ends up turning into a bungalow because the way it's built, often the bits you will see later I put on the top end up not really being that much of a room. Maybe I think I had in a gym, and then the poor child who I put in this house ends up getting stuck at the back in an extension, it looks like. So I do feel sorry for that child, but I just didn't want to make it a two-story because with the raised terrain and stuff, I think it looked better if it was just like mainly on a bungalow. And yeah, so I'm still kind of like trying to decide on the shape here, but I do apologise if my voice sounds a little bit croaky today. I'm from the UK, and last night was, if any of you don't know, it was the Six Nations is going on at the moment, which is a European rugby fixture. So it was the Wales versus England game, and as I go to a uni in Wales, the national sport of Wales is rugby. Most Welsh people I know are obsessed with rugby. Whether they know what's going on, there is just something in Welsh people's hearts which is totally for rugby. And so my university puts on in a big hall, there's long tables, and then they have the game up on a big projector board, and let's just say it gets a little bit rowdy. I may be English myself, but my nan and my granddad were Irish, so since a young age I've kind of supported Ireland. So I may be English, but I've never really had that big of an inclination to support England in the rugby. So it usually goes Ireland for me top first, then maybe England, but I was more rooting for Wales this match, mainly because it was a home match for Wales. They were playing in Cardiff, but I was just like, no, Wales deserve to win this one. And then so I lost my voice shouting at the end, because Wales were losing it in the first half, and then they managed to pull it back in the second half and do two very good tries, which was, I definitely lost. I was much worse last night. I was a little bit drunk, and probably a little bit more than drunk, but and had no voice from screaming at the TV or the projector board when Wales scored twice. That was, I definitely lost my voice. And for anybody who doesn't really know the history behind Britain, obviously, Wales is a country within Britain, and Britain counts for England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. I won't go into too much of the history about it because I don't want to bore you, because that's not what you're here for. But that's why rugby is really important in Wales. It's one of the things that Wales really does like and does not want to lose to England too. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, kind of moving back onto the build, you can see where the fact that it is mainly on a bungalow level, and I've never built a house this big before, so trying to work out a way to build a giant house and have oh my god, what am I going to put in this room, what am I going to put there? And then I ended up building the house to the size that I liked, and I was like, oh my god, I have so much space left. I should have built this on a smaller lot. But I was happy with the way it was, and then I ended up adding a pagoda at the back, I think it's called, and a greenhouse, because they're rich. Whoever lives here is obviously rich. They live at the top of the Pinnacles. They can have a greenhouse. They can have whatever they want. I added in a pool, a hot tub. I kind of felt like I had explored all of the expensive bits of The Sims 4. I couldn't really think of what else to put in there. So maybe I could have made the house a bit bigger. But I just felt like it didn't really need to be any bigger. It was just I did add in quite a lot of landscaping and stuff to make it a little bit more it looked. It was when I do landscaping, it sometimes is a little bit messy because it makes it look a bit more realistic. But I definitely tried a little bit more this time for it to be a bit more manicured. And I realised that I'm repeating a lot of my sentence structures, but what can you do when I'm still very new to all of this stuff? At the back here, I kind of wanted to continue at the back of the house, I wanted to continue this kind of raised terrain. And then I do end up later adding in kind of a circle bit around the front of the house to make it look like you have to go up to the top to walk up to the front door. And one thing I like the terrain tools, but my issue it always is with it is that I don't like the colour differentiation, that it makes it look like it's stone. And I'm I want to be able to paint over that with grass, make it look like it's a grass, make it look a little bit more of a subtle one. But it's sometimes, unless you want to go really far out, it sometimes is a lot harder to do that. So I wish we could like paint over the terrain manipulation so it doesn't look as stark, the differences. So it would be more of a gradual one, and then you could make it, I know you can obviously edit it to make it, you can soften out the terrain so it doesn't look as bad, but then it's really hard to get the right height for that, because obviously the Sims have to walk on like a certain level, and if it's like been too much one way or another, then they may not be able to go walk up those set of stairs because of the way the terrain is. What I could tell from the picture that I was using was it looked like there was like a little walkway through the house, and I kind of chose to add in this bit, which I really like when I add the kind of the ring around of the raised terrain, because then it's like a walk through to the back of the house, and then you can like see directly through it. And if somebody, I had a thought of making it was like, that was like one wing of the house, and then that was another wing of the house, and if you wanted to, you could put like a butler in the other side. But I chose to have a conservatory on that side of the house, and then that's like where they can also access the gym, which I put upstairs as well. And at this point you can see I'm adding in like the little ring around the front, and then I do the picture, if I do end up putting it on there, has a little seating area outside of the front of the house. So I do add that in, but I add in some stones as well to kind of make it look a little bit more natural and less of like just like this raised terrain out of nowhere. So I wanted to make it look a bit more like fitted into the landscape and stuff. I called it Palmed Peak because I added in so many palm trees to it. But it fits in with the whole aesthetic of Del Sol Valley, being after Hollywood and all of that sort of stuff. But I really did like the palm trees that I added in, like little clumps of palm trees throughout the place. I added in a lake as well. I edited out me putting all the stones around the edge of the lake to make it look lake. Why am I calling it a pond? Excuse me, a pond is the more correct term. I edited out me doing the stones because that took me a good like 15 minutes. Maybe not that long, but it did take me a while. And then I did have a problem with how I wanted to do the fencing, and I think I just edited it out because it was just constantly me going back and forth to try and like, oh, maybe I'll do it this way, or maybe I'll do it that way, because I liked the idea of it being enclosed. But then that kind of, I didn't like the way it looked with the fact that I had the raised terrain, so I ended up just having the white fences out the back, and then had the grassy fences along the sides, just because I thought it looked nicer. There you go. Now I've done in the rocks of the pond. Sorry, I was going to say lake again, but I do make it look a bit more pondy. Added it in some like grass, and I think I kept it at the blue water. I added in some like fountains and stuff because they're going to be rich. They can put whatever they want in a pond. And then I added in some like sea plant, those things. I can't think of the term to call them at this point in time, but those are there. What is this voiceover today? I literally cannot think of my words. But yeah, I might as well talk about, I'm excited for the new game pack. Strangerville is coming. I wasn't too sure of it to begin with, on the fact that it scared me a little bit, like all their weird like crunches. Oh, like it looked like their backs were being broken and their joints were being clicked and all like dislocating, and it didn't look particularly nice. And as I'm doing the audio for this video, the embargo did lift for all the game changers who have recorded videos, and it does look really interesting. I love the world. I think it looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to do a build video in there. I don't think I will do a let's play because I'm still very new to this video creation thing, and I feel like maybe at the moment the the builds is kind of where I want to like make my content and stuff. So I might make a household and make a video of me having like, I really want to do a Scooby-Doo one. I think it would be really cool I might just make Scooby-Doo and then make them a house as well, and like make Mystery Inc. and stuff. Now that we've got dogs, I can make Scooby-Doo, and then even though we haven't got height adjustments that I can't make Velma smaller, I think it would still be, I still just want to make them. And then I know probably some other creators are going to do a Scooby-Doo inspired Let's Play. And if I was going to do Let's Plays, that's probably how I would like to do it. But I think I'm just going to stick with the builds. I will try to get a build out maybe on Wednesday of me doing a Strangerville video build. Now that the Game Changers have kind of got their videos out, that can gonna give me an idea of what I want my builds to be like, because obviously I've seen that it's set in the desert, but I didn't know what sort of aesthetic they were gonna try and build the houses in. I really want to do though is kind of like a trailer build, because I did see that they have got a lot which is set in like a little trailer park, so I think I might do one of those. And also I think I saw Deligrassy's video, and it looked like kind of mid-Victorian styled buildings up on the top of the plateau, I think it's called, what they called it. So I think I might do two of those. Well, one of a trailer and one of the other, and then maybe get the trailer out first because that will be quicker to get out. And then I might upload these two at different times, because my build schedule does mostly plan to be like a build every week on a Tuesday, just because then I still have time to do uni work, and I can kind of do the build over the week and do the editing over the week and do the voiceover maybe on the Monday or something. So it enables me to kind of like not do everything in a day. I know that might work out better, but at least then I can spread it out instead of trying to like get everything done in a day. But if I do the builds for the Strangerville, then I guess I would be doing that all in one day. But that's fine, it's Strangerville. I'll make an exception. But I do have kind of like other builds in the works at the moment. Like I uploaded, for example, for Valentine's Day, I uploaded a kitchen to the gallery for like a little celebration of Valentine's Day, and I'm choosing to turn that into a pink style suburban home. And instead of Little Simsy's blue suburban, I'm going to go for a pink suburban. I know it's probably been done before, but I wanted to kind of incorporate my kitchen in there. And that is actually the first time I've actually done a suburban home. It's a different sort of build for mine. I normally go a lot more contemporary and more modern builds instead of like the little suburban houses. And I mean, I've gone big suburban on this one, but I'm still building that at the moment. I also have built a little octagonal house, which is set in, what's the name of the place again? Well, it's for outdoor retreat. Granite Falls, there we go, Granite Falls. And I kind of built like a little octagonal, can't call it a ranch, but a little octagonal home that you could go holiday in. And because I saw a picture online of an octagonal house, and I thought I'd give it a go on trying to, obviously it's quite hard to build things at angles, so I tried my best to put as much as I could of the build on an angle. Like I really like the way the kitchen turned out, and I'm realizing how much I say like now, but I really like the way the kitchen turned out. Tried to make it build on an angle and added in a bar, and I'm sure that video will come soon. I'm not entirely sure when, because obviously the stuff in relation to Strangerville, like that will push that build back in a while. I might change my building schedule, just like uploading it whenever I can, but this is still like, I enjoy it, but my priority is still my studies at my studies for my masters. So I'm still coming up for like looking at doing my dissertation and stuff, so that will be taking a priority over these videos. Even though I really do enjoy doing this stuff, still taking its own time to get used to doing the voiceovers, because this is still a very, very foreign concept to me, talking to myself to a computer screen, or to my iPad screen, should I say. But yeah, as you've probably been listening, this video the build has kind of taken shape now. I'm kind of working now on the landscaping. I'm glad I kind of did that before, but some of the stuff I forgot to record, like me building my pagoda out the back and stuff. I'm saying that a lot now as well. Me building the pagoda, I forgot to record. So I do apologise for that, but sometimes you can't record everything. I forgot to press the record button. But here I'm kind of adding in like the extra stone decorations and stuff to make the landscape kind of fit in a little bit more, with the terrain fit more in with the build, instead of it looking completely stuck out. But it's kind of mostly coming to shape now. I really did like the way this build turned out in the end. I'm not the biggest fan of my interior decoration for this. I really did struggle on how to build it, or how to decorate it, sorry, because it did have an odd shape, and like the bedrooms are off the living room and are off the dining room and are off near the kitchen and stuff like that. So it was like an odd build. So like you could go from the dining room, oh good night, and go straight to bed sort of thing, instead of actually going upstairs, and then I stick the kids' bedroom out the back of it. So I wasn't the biggest fan of the way the interior turned out, but I still like the interior. I still think it was quite a stylish build. Like when you'd see the screenshots, it is still a very stylish build. The screenshots for the build I will put in the second video, which I will be doing straight after this, which will show the whole build and all the interior, which actually took me longer to do. But I think now I'm just kind of adding in all my little palm trees and extra decorations. I did cut out a lot of the decorations where I kind of blended in the terrain into the landscape. I do end up like filling that whole thing with lavender bushes and stuff, but I decided to cut that out because this build would have gone on forever otherwise, and I wanted to show a lot of it, but I didn't want to have everything in there. But yeah, there we go. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about now, but I'm really looking forward to this Strangerville gameplay. Mainly as this channel is dedicated towards builds, I will be focusing more on that. Lots of people will be doing Let's Plays. I don't really know how to record those, because I have a very stop-start gameplay. So I like to micromanage my Sims. I'm like, oh, you're going to do this, and now when I tell you, instead of kind of letting them live their life. And it's kind of hard with a Let's Play, because you have to kind of give it a story, a beginning, a middle, of an end. It's drama, it's all that sort of stuff. But I've never really played like that. I don't really know the way I play, but I don't know if it would be suitable for a Let's Play, and I don't know if I'm going to change my gameplay to fit a Let's Play. And some people, when they do Let's Plays, they have like face cam when they do it, and I have no problem in showing my face. It's just the fact that my laptop's face cam is incredibly low quality, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy a video camera in any time soon. Like when I'm doing my video recordings, it's all done off my iPad, and even though that has a good HD camera, I don't know how to unite all the video editings. So there we go. So I think I'm just going to stick with the speed builds for now, because that's relatively easy to do. And I believe we're coming to the end of this video, and I hope you all enjoyed listening to me rant, about Wales and losing my voice and terrain manipulation. But the interior for this build will be coming along soon. I don't know when this build will be posted. Well, why am I saying that? Because obviously you're going to see when this build is posted. Scratch that. The interior will either be posted straight after this build is posted or a day later, but I'm going to go do the voiceover for it now. So thank you very much all for listening and for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day. Please do subscribe, like, comment. I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. It means the world. Whatever views, likes, comments, subscribes, it really does. It does help. Because at the same time, I'm still starting out, so I really do appreciate all the comments that you have for this video, and whatever you can say, comments, likes. I know I'm repeating myself, but there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.